Greetings, Goddess Body, Mind, Spirit community. This is your Goddess Guru, Tyra Omilade, here to share a word of inspiration with you on your path to self-realization and self-mastery. Today is December 5th, 2019, and I want to share with you how to use the December or the monthly roadmaps that I put out. I don't post these publicly every month, though I mean to. But I definitely know I posted this one monthly, and I will be posting any other journals that I create publicly just because I think that these are very beneficial. So what I do is in the, there's 3 membership levels that get the monthly reading. So what I do for those members is I create a video where I talk about the monthly wisdom. And what I began to realize is it would be very helpful to give this journal so that people can write down their thoughts about what they heard and actually game plan how they are going to use the wisdom for that month so that they can maximize it and get results, because I am very results oriented. My thing is, why are we doing any of this if we're all in the same place? Not cool with me. Not cool with me. So in a previous video, I talked about how journaling, especially according to spirituality, oracles and astrology, numerology, how much that helps me get results and it helps me to have focus. And so you can watch that video for more insight on that. But in particular, I want to show you what I have come up with in hopes that more people will use this journal. It is a year. I don't even know if it's a year old. I can't remember because I've had my membership site as of now for about a year. And so this has evolved from that, and it is going to continue to evolve. So, you all let me know, how does it work for you? Are you using it? And if so, give me some feedback, because I will evolve this thing as needed. So I wrote, use this journal to write out your personal plan for the month. It is exceedingly helpful to game plan it in advance, so as things come up, you already have a strategy in place to either deal with the challenge or to maximize the opportunity. You can also use this to do internal exploration to direct healing as well as ritual work. Wishing you a happy month of manifesting all things good. And so, so many times I get questions about what should I do? What kind of rituals should I do? And, it's just people look for guidance so much. And this is a way for you to make sure that you create something specifically for yourself. Because honestly, my goal is to help people learn how to figure out what they need for themselves. You have all of the answers. We do get suggestions from other people. Just the other day I posted about Feng Shui and how I've known about Feng Shui for years, never could figure it out. It was like, it just doesn't make sense. And when I watched The Secret, I always did like the lady, Marie Diamond. I just really liked her energy, the Feng Shui lady in there. I've seen her programs offered, but it didn't hit me until this week. I saw a Marie Diamond video, watched it, and immediately, as when I watched it, within an hour, I changed some things in my home, like just the positioning of my chair. Next thing I know, 2 people joined my membership site. Hey, Latoya and Narissa. So yeah, it's great for us to get suggestions, but I actually knew I needed to make some change in my environment. I just couldn't figure out exactly what it was. So at the end of the day, I drew that Feng Shui Marie Diamond lady, into my life to help me at the moment when I was ready for it, right? knowing astrology makes me ready to receive, just like I put here, maximize the opportunity. It makes me ready to receive the opportunity because I've already opened my mind to, this is what's supposed to show up right now. This is what I'm working on right now based on the cycles, either collective cycles or my own personal cycles. I keep up with both. So many opportunities for healing. I can't remember if I shared this, but one day, now I can't even remember exactly what it was, but I remember one day recently, because of all this Scorpio energy, I got into this healing mode. And I think it was a great purge, or either it was like this deep, deep gratitude. But it was the day that I posted the list of all the songs. I started listening to all these women of African descent and they're singing, and it just made me feel a deep, deep gratitude. And because some of these songs are the ones I listened to from my childhood, it was this healing. And I would have told myself, girl, look, you got so much to do. You do not have time to be sitting here listening to all this music. But I knew at that time it was time for healing. And I opened myself up to it, and I felt like amazing by the end of it. I felt so free and happy and supported, right? So saying to you all, when we look ahead at what we're dealing with, we can game plan, we can strategize, and it puts us in a position of power. Okay. So for this month, from different oracles is what I draw from. We have dark deceits, which came from the Metunetter. And I paired it with self-sabotage because the dark deceits could be, we have negative ancestors who are stuck hanging around us, or it could be that we have our own inner demons, our own inner dark spaces and places, wounding, all that. It's really a dark, it's more of like a dark energy or entity within us. It's our own stuff though, a phantom. And so the dark deceased can be that also. And from this Pathways Oracle, I pulled the card self-sabotage. And so I thought, you know what? That could be one of the dark deceits that people in the membership site are dealing with. They could be dealing with self-sabotage, or whoever looks at this journal, because my thing is always, whoever's going to see this is for them. So perhaps self-sabotage is the dark deceased energy that we'll be dealing with this month. And so I asked, what are the dark deceits in your life? And this is the open space down here, or write it in your journal. You can write, what are the dark deceits in your life? Are they actual dark ancestors hanging around you? Now, within the video, I talk about different things that you can do to deal with the dark deceits. I'll tell y'all this really quickly because I know y'all already going to ask me. You can say, if you really do feel like you have dark deceased ancestors hanging around you, dark deceased ancestors, you are not welcome here. I send you on your way with light and love towards your healing. You cannot stay here because they're hanging around because they see your light. They want to get unstuck. They got stuck because either they lived a life that was so horrible that and bad that when they died, they ran away from the light. Or, they have unfinished business and they ran away from the light when they died. This is how Ra'u Nefer Amen describes it. I'm not saying I've actually seen it, but I do think it's true, because anybody who has dealt with an ancestor who you're like, you know what, this ancestor is hanging around me, and I know this was an ancestor that was a little controversial. I used to have this uncle, God rest his soul, he ain't been around me forever, go ahead and stay away, hope you healed up, Unc. But I would see him in my dreams, and he was actually fighting my husband, and I was like, dark disease, you cannot hang around me. I send you on your way with light and love towards your healing. Can't hang around me, Unc. So yeah, you can think about, dark deceased. And also the dark deceased show us where we're headed to being dark deceased. So, a lot of times it's our inner demon that is showing us, you keep this up, you might run away from the light if you don't handle this. All right. So yeah. Are they an inner demon that you need to face? What will you do to address the dark deceits in your life? Even if you just come up with one thing, like I would just admit this is a problem. Y'all already know that's half the battle, right? Even if you just come up with one thing, you write it down so that when that dark deceased energy comes up, it could be, I'm going to tell them to leave if you feel like they're hanging around you. It could be, when I feel that addiction come up, I'm going to do this instead for as long as I can, because of course we know moving past addictions can be a process, right? Whatever it is, write it down. Okay, so I have everyone in my membership site knows you may see a typo. How do you self-sabotage? So how do you self-sabotage? And that's giving you an opportunity to really think about, okay, do I self-sabotage? And if I do, oh yeah, that's right. That's what I do. At least we were bringing awareness to it, because once we're aware, we can choose. List how you will take steps to stop sabotaging yourself. This month, my aunt also spoke. And so I asked, what is the vision for your life? Because, my aunt is about the big picture. What is your vision for 2020? Do you have a vision for 2020? Now, what I can tell you is if you can game plan 2020 from start to finish, even if it's a broad game plan, that will help you so much with having a vision. Because one thing astrology has shown me, and I'm pretty sure numerology is similar, because before I got into astrology, I would always find out what year am I in based on my birthday. And you do that by taking your the number from your month of birth along with the actual day and then the year, and you come up with you take the month, the date, and then the year that we're in. So my birthday is March 11th. It would be 3/11/2019. And maybe you go find out how to do it if you don't know how to look it up or add the numbers. But you add them all up and you get the number that you're in for the year. So let's say if I know I'm in a 7-year, then I know I may not be super social. If I'm in an 8-year, I might be trying to make my money, right? If I'm in I think 6 might be like family. I don't have all the numbers in my mind, but anywho, and I'll be doggone every time it was that kind of year. So when you know what the focus is, then you'll accept it and you'll do what, it gives you a focus. You know what you need to be working on, right? So what is your vision for 2020? How can you be more positive, optimistic, forgiving? I talk about this in the video, but these are the things that Ma'at indicates. Ma'at is all about living truth and according to divine law. How can you align yourself more to truth and divine law? And you can write these things out. Okay, so I also do an Odu. So the Odu for the month of December 2019. And everything that I'm giving to you, if you're watching this video and you seek to use it, this applies to you, all right? So Ogunda is indicated by the energy of Ogun. Ogun. And Ogunda emphasizes focusing on home, as anything that takes you away from home is taking you away from your destiny. And so this is a month because Ogun is an energy of focus. It's an energy of passion. And so right now, what I think everyone needs to be doing, because we're in such flux and change, is everyone needs to be focused on their destiny. You need to be more focused on the work you are called to do. Something that I talk about on a regular basis in the membership site is something I once heard is it's better to do your dharma, which is your destiny, the work that you're called here to do, your dharma at 20% than to be doing someone else's dharma at 100%. Okay? It does not profit us to be working on other people's stuff. And to a certain degree, if we go back to that dark deceit, self-sabotage piece, sometimes we're working on other people's stuff. We helping everybody else out because we don't want to face what we need to do in our own lives. We don't want to face our own stuff, right? We're afraid to perhaps even work on our dharma. So Ogunda is like, look, you need to focus on home. You need to focus on family. And that's what home and family means to you, okay? Because your home, when it comes to work, you know, you have a home regarding work. Wherever you're working, are you focused on your job? Are you focused on your business, or are you trying to help too many other people and your work is being neglected? Or, you know, maybe it is about the home front. You know, you spend so much time helping everybody else. You know, your home ain't clean and your kids are like, Mama, Daddy, you know, like, can you fix me a meal? Or, you know, kids going in a disarray or whatever. You know, it's really just having this internal focus on what really matters is what we have control over, which is our own lives. Now, because Ogun is in, you know, Ogun has a machete, but Ogun is the same energy as Mars, which has an arrow. What is one distraction that you are willing, to avoid in order to stay focused on your own destiny? Because this energy is about passion. And so we have to look at what's coming up that's distracting us from being focused. What's distracting us from our own passions, right? Or one other thing we could be thinking about is, are we passionate about somebody else's dharma, somebody else's home? That was something I had, y'all talk about, I don't remember if it was this video or the other video that I was talking about journaling, where I'm telling y'all, I was talking about how I had to make some changes in what I was doing on a day-to-day basis in order for me to have this membership site. Because this membership site, I was like, whoa, I could tell it was going to take a lot of my time in a good way. But it wasn't until I actually started that I was like, whoa. But I had started making changes before. I started realizing before. But one thing I noticed is how much I will get online and I'll cheerlead people. I'm cheerleading people on Facebook. I'm cheerleading people on Instagram. I'm cheerleading people on Twitter. And I wasn't in cheerleading people, you know, on my YouTube channel. Y'all know I used to be super inconsistent with videos on my YouTube channel. Probably because I was working on somebody else's dharma. Then I started saying, where am I going in my own life? I'm cheering everybody on. They're succeeding. What about me? Right? So sometimes it was looking like I was passionate. But I was passionate about my distractions, y'all. Come on, let's do this now. Come on. Now, the Pathways Oracle gives a card. It's about pathway out of the soul, and then it's about pathway into the soul. So the pathway out was sabotage, self-sabotage. Pathway in is joy. So for the month of December, we need to work on experiencing more joy as a state of being. Okay, so we have to ask ourselves, what will you do to experience more joy in your beingness? I see I missed my question mark. I was rushing. Sorry, y'all. I was like, I got to get this out. Excuse me. Commit to taking consistent action and intentions to experiencing joy all of December, no matter what. And, you know, I actually have already had to tell myself this because, you know, we have so much energy in Capricorn that we could find ourselves being a little bit too serious, a little bit negative. Even right now, as of December the 5th, Venus is in Capricorn. And then we have Mercury and Mars in serious, intense Scorpio. Just pulling up all our stuff, right? And so I just said, you know what? You're going to have to choose to experience joy. And that typically comes from doing things that are creative and avoiding things that don't feel joyful. Like, I've been telling myself, pull back on the news. Pull back on the news. Okay, so that's from the oracles. Then I go over the Astro Wisdom. And I always like people to think about, what does any of this have to do with, for me, 2019 has been about restructuring. It's like the beginning of the restructuring because 2020 continues it. And how can you use the wisdom to continue moving forward on your goals? So right now, say for instance, I put here, Scorpio, get ready to start the transformative season of Scorpio. This is a time, well, we've been in the midst of it. This is a time when you are called to release and let go, to cleanse and purify, to delve into spiritual mysteries. And I'm just saying, you need to be thinking about, if I know that I'm trying to get somewhere, is there something that has prevented me from getting there that perhaps I need to transform, release, heal up? This is the way I think about it. What is special is that the ruler Mars is now there to help us relentlessly release and let go and to face our fears and demons. And, maybe it's December and you didn't get to something. So it's like, okay, I really need to be looking at, why did I not get to it? How can Mars help me do that while it's still in Scorpio? Is there something you were supposed to let go of but haven't? This is a perfect season to do so. And I also talk about, especially in the video, Scorpio is a money sign. So it's about shared resources, taxes, transformation, trust, intimacy, and healing. And so what you can do is write down, if you know what house Scorpio is in, and I know I did Scorpio videos when talking about the retrograde. I don't know if I posted all of it though. Definitely in my membership site, I typically will go through the houses so that, for instance, if you are Sagittarius, then Scorpio is in your 12th house. Or, if you are Taurus rising, moon or sun, it's in your 7th house. These are the things you need to be thinking about. This is where you're going to be feeling this energy, feeling like you need to make a change, right? And it's general, but it definitely gives you something to think about and work with instead of feeling like, I have no idea what I should be working on. All right, y'all, let's do this one. Sagittarius. Get ready for the inspiration and vision of Sagittarius. I recommend that you start your 2020 goal setting during Sag season, as Sagittarius is about the future and goals. It is about expansion. So how will you expand now and in the future? This is an opportunity for you to really write down, this is where I want to go. This is how I want to grow. This is what I want to do new and differently. And it doesn't even matter what area of life, maybe some people are going to be more focused on health, and maybe some people will be focused on career. Some people may be thinking, it's time for me to move to a new home, maybe even to a new city, something like that. Sometimes the changes are big. I find that what this helps me to do is sometimes to change just, foundational things that are in my life. Maybe the structure to my day. I have a goal of, one thing that I did have a goal for this year. Well, I had it for actually a couple of years, I think, was to have lists that I follow, so that I would not get lost in my day. When anyone who has stayed home any amount of time knows the day can get away from you. It could just be one long day. Every week is just one long day. Maybe you get stuff done, maybe you don't. And that does not feel good to me. And so, one of the goals that I have for myself for 2019 was to create more structure in my day-to-day routines, which is actually in my astrology. So it doesn't exactly have to be anything huge and big, but maybe you want to learn something new. For some of us, it's highlighting learning. Maybe it's something new, and it doesn't even have to be anything super deep and serious. Going back to joy, maybe you want to learn more about your hobby. I respect people with a hobby. Astrology has illustrated how important having a hobby is. It's not okay to be to be serious all the time. So I want you to write down, how will you expand now and in the future? How can you be more optimistic? Where are you a negative nanny? All right. What will you commit to learning and studying? Because that is Sagittarius. It's about learning and studying. Some people might go back to, get a higher level of education. I'll tell you, for me, this has turned out to be astrology. It's interesting. I was thinking to myself, I sort of felt like a failure not learning Spanish like I wanted to, which I plan on still. I'm going to learn Spanish. But it dawned on me the other day, I actually have learned another language. Astrology is a whole new language. I can take astrology courses now, and I'm like, okay, I can catch it. Even if I'm learning new things, I understand. It's like, wow, I know a whole new language in astrology. And I've learned it on a level where I actually can help people understand what their chart says, and even to a certain degree, teach a little bit. Okay. I've gotten, y'all know I posted that I am what is it called? A Pixie astrologer. I got that badge from taking a course where you actually have to turn in lessons and stuff like that. So for me, that's what Sagittarius learning has been. Geminian learning for me has also been on the horizon. So I learned how to use Canva. I bought a Udemy course, Udemy. U-D as in David, E-M as in Mary, Y.com. I love that. I love Udemy because you can buy a nice little course for a good price. And you learn a basic skill. They'll teach you exactly everything you need to know for the most part. So another one that I took was how to make videos. I learned how to get the lighting right. Y'all know when I started, lighting wasn't quite right. Background wasn't quite right? Took a Udemy course. Those were a little quicker, So you get to choose. So focus for Sagittarius. Goals. Write down your goals. Even if it's not here on the journal, write them in your journal, your personal journal. And I also encourage everybody to create your version of the vision board because we have to stay connected. It's the same thing. We have to stay connected. Focus is goals, higher learning, vision, spirituality, belief system, foreign travel, culture, and fun. This is all what Sagittarius has to do with now. You can write down, you can use those focus words to, if one stands out to you, write something down in your journal on this guide about that. But I do typically go a little bit more in depth. Well, not typically. I do go more in depth in the videos that I post with the reading. Capricorn. This is a major sign of emphasis from December through all of 2020, baby. Let me tell you, this is this is the year that these last 2 years have been leading up to. How can you profit more from structure and discipline? Because we all know that Capricorn is about structure and discipline. So how can you profit more from that? All you free spirits out there, I'm a free spirit, and I can assure you, life is better with structure. And it allows me to be more creative. Actually, it frees up my mind. When I know I've gotten everything done that I need to get done, then it allows I'm just way more creative. I can get it done because my subconscious isn't like, oh, I know I didn't get this done or I didn't get that done, you know? I guess that's what my subconscious is, y'all, since I'm doing that. Woo! Y'all, we got to have fun in this, all right? What house is ruled by Capricorn in your chart? And the reason I'm saying this is because, baby, that house is a house of focus in 2020. But it's been a house of focus since 2018, all right? Let's not even play. When did Pluto go there? Huh? It's been going on since Pluto was there. But once Saturn moved in there, and then the South Node is there too. But I talk about all that. Okay, begin to think about changes that are needed in that house before the upcoming solar eclipse in that house at the end of the month. Did you know there's a solar eclipse? Whew, get ready. I plan on, I think, making... Oh, I always do a new moon video, so I'll have to do an eclipse video to sort of talk about that energy. Okay. There you go. How many minutes is this? 31 minutes. So, babies, I have something else that I wanted to talk to you about, but I will do that in another video. I want to go over... Am I recording still? Yeah. I want to go over the guide that I give, the weekly guide. So I create the journal for the month, and then I have this guide that I create with the weeklies that I put out. So this is what the journal looks like. This is how you use the journal. And perhaps I will refer everyone to this who joins my membership site until I make another one talking about this journal guide. So that you all will see this thing, it benefits and it profits. So perhaps what I'll do is come back and make a video once January hits and we can see what happened. Like from using this journal guide, what came forth? Thank you all so much. I appreciate you for watching the video. Please like the video, subscribe the video. Y'all go download this journal guide, patreon.com/goddessbodymindspirit. Go download it, use it. Yes. And let me know. I'm hoping that it helps you so much. I love y'all. Y'all take care. If you need a reading, you can go to my website, Goddess Body Mind Spirit, and just go to the services page. And I would be more than happy to do a reading for you. You can submit a request there. All right. Happy December. Peace and love.